Hey YouTube, Mickomoo here with another Mario Makes, or I'm sorry, Mickomoo Makes, Mario Maker Mickomoo Makes. So this time I'll be making it's actually a Super Mario World level, but the beginning of the level design process I didn't realize that. Um, this is overall, I think it's technically my ninth level, I think, but on the, on my bookmark site I only have 8 up, so there are a lot of there are at least three or four levels where I didn't either upload them or they're in my queue or I'm just not gonna upload them or I deleted them, whatever. This game involves a lot of angst, I guess, in terms of like deciding on what's acceptable to show people and what isn't acceptable. At least if you're obsessive like I am. So for those of you who play Super Mario World, I think the first Yoshi's Island has the beginning level has a semi-solid platform like this and a row of turtles. So I took inspiration from that, which is what I'm doing right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put one of each turtle basically line them up in a row and give you a one up in the process of defeating them. But I initially limit myself to Buzzy Beetles, Koopa Troopas, and Spike Turtles. I for some reason didn't think about Spike Tops or Dry Bones or Winged Turtles. I don't know why. I do later in the level come back and edit that. The idea behind this level, it's actually a pretty simple side-scrolling level called I Like Turtles. Um, Obviously, outdated meme reference. Don't care. Great. Um, and I wanted to make sure to use one of each of Mario's infamous turtles, either as platforms or enemies or whatever. So this level features some very traditional. What I'm doing here is I'm fast forwarding. That's where I realized to add more turtles. Um, Very traditional style gameplay, very basic, but also kind of there's some challenging aspects that I add so that veteran players and people who want more of a challenge aren't turned away. I'm hoping this level can kind of appease people who need easier Mario levels. Not in an offensive way, but my star count's pretty low, and I make okay levels. I'm not gonna say I'm the best game designer, but I noticed that levels that tend to be normal or easy in rank are very easy to maintain a good star ratio with. So this level will have basically secrets that anybody can access if they're willing to do the work, or if they just want a simple level to complete. This is pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of challenge in the main route, but other than that, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. So I'm still here. I'm testing out the concept. Either the player has a choice of either destroying all the turtles to get the one up, or jumping onto the platform and evading all of them, which is the choice that you faced in that Super Mario World level. Again, it's the first level, I think. So now what I did in this level, I made every platform about the length of one segment. So one segment is where the dark vertical lines are. I don't know why I did that, because I think that took up more space in the level than I wanted to. But at the same time, that's actually a good platform length. I wish Mario levels could be longer, because I think that's part of my issue with this level. I like it. I like my design process, but I wish the main part of the level were longer. With these Koopa Troopa, I think it's important to have them sort of angled, like diagonally like that. I realize when they're in a row, they tend to actually not be synchronized. I don't know. Maybe someone on Reddit or GameFAQs or something has an idea, or they've described how exactly Koopa Troopa flying Koopa Troopas behave, but I remember I used to have them sometimes in a straight row, and they would not move up and down at the same time, so causing the player to miss jumps and stuff is kind of frustrating. Now these dry bones, they actually move at the same rate, so you can keep them in a straight line or whatever. It's much easier to maintain. The only issue is that in Super Mario World, they throw bones, so if you're doing a jump and you're waiting to time your jumps, you kind of have to hurry up because the bone will hurt you if they throw it. Even if they're holding it in their hand, um, the hitbox of the bone is active. I just suck at playtesting my own level. Yeah, not much to say there. My logic is if I can get through this process, if I can get through the playtest like that, then I'm sure the player won't have any problem. Of course, when I'm playing the level for the final check, that's where I'm usually humbled. So I decided to make this platform elevated so that you can see it when you land from the dry bones. Also, I make it horizontally the length of the next vertical bar. So as you see, I'm going over this line right here. This is roughly the halfway point of the level. This is where I realized, like, oh, spike tops are a turtle. And then here I wanted Mario to be able to pick up, either choose to use the shell as a easy way of getting the 1-up, or to wear it as a helmet. But embarrassingly, it looks like you have to hit the helmet from above in order to wear it. Like you couldn't pick up objects, I guess, in Super Mario Brothers. So try as I may, I'm not going to be able to hit the object. It took me a few tries to realize that, so it's gonna hopefully like. Although I changed the level design to Super Mario World, so I'm debating if I should have that, but I think it works without it, especially if I'm paying homage to that level in Super Mario World. So, and the helmet's not really useful in this level. I don't think it would be. I mean, there's no Hammer Bros or anything. I realize Hammer Bros are a turtle, but I wanted turtles as platforms, sort of. So I avoided turtles that weren't, like projectile-based turtles. Turtles that don't walk, essentially, are out. Like, I mean, Lakitu, I'm sure, is a turtle too, but I kept Lakitu out of the level. This is where I had the realization. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to actually use spike tops as platforms, but only spinning jump Mario can do that. So this is where it became clear that this should be a Super Mario World level. Although I really wanted it to be a NES Super Mario Brothers level, but it just logically wouldn't make sense. If I wanted to show off to all the aspects of using turtles as a platform or using turtles as like in a clever way, that would be the most optimal thing to do. So I chose to do that. So I started planning out my levels in advance, slightly, either with very crude drawings or in my head I would just sort of run through what items I wanted to be present in levels. Enemies, I always have an idea of what I want even before I make the level. But in terms of level design, I used to just wing it. I mean, in some aspects I was winging this design, but there were parts of it that I had planned. Like I had planned there for there to be a part of this level where there is like sort of an overhead hanging above Mario's head. This is what I'm building right here. So it would narrow Mario's jump, and I would put like spike tops and buzzy beetles on the top of the roof here, I guess, for lack of a better word, and they would fall down, and you'd be kind of in this confined space. But I got a little ahead of myself because hadn't built the part of the level before this, but I was like, since I'm here, I might as well just do this. This is roughly right before the boss of this level, so. Now I'm just filling in the ground like a coloring book. Now I never realized I've always wondered how do you get like the flowers or whatever in the background to appear on the ground tiles. I guess it's randomly generated after every 6th or 8th block you put down. I don't know. And obviously every level template has its own like whatever. Like here's flowers and bushes. If it were a castle level, it would be like statues of Bowser or whatever in the foreground. I have this obsession with like equilibrium, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I have a red turtle and a blue turtle here, just for the sake of having them. I never learned what the difference between a blue spike top and a red spike top is, though. So here I built like a cross section of spike tops, and you'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. So I decided in this level to have keys, or to have a key. It's gonna be my first level using red or pink coins, I guess. Like I said, I suck at playtesting my own level. But this part's doable. I practiced it, so in the final run. I always had trouble shaking out the red coin. Now here I'm trying to decide where to put the red coins. And what obstacles to put in the way of the red coins, so it's not super duper easy to just run and grab red coins. I'm still learning about red coin placement because I'm not exactly sure where someone should put the red coins, but I do have a sense of intuition about this. Although it's a mild sense of intuition. Here we have me laying down the second one. I'm going to put it right above one of the Koopa Troopas you can jump up. So, if you do a super jump off a Koopa Troopa, you should be able to reach it. Now I'm planning where to do the third coin. And of course, if having a coin there is fair. Not much to say here. I'm still playing the placement of the coins right now. This is where I got my first gnarly idea. So it's the first time that you'll see me actually stacking enemies. So I wanted a enemy that was mobile but could throw projectiles, and the dry bones do that. And the Koopa Troopas are mobile when they have wings, so I decided to merge them together. I used to hate on stacking a lot, honestly, but stacking is a really good mechanic that you should take advantage of in this game because it's the only Mario game where you can see that, so... And I mean smart stacking, not just stacking for the sake of having a shit ton of enemies on each other, but I mean considering the attributes of every character and what stacking will provide for that combination, basically. The only exception is, of course, funny boss battles that are meant to be a joke. And there might be a few more, I don't know. So, see you guys next time, or next segment.